Alright everybody, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Alright, how about a walkthrough of the Iron Keep? This is going to be a two-part deal, because this is a really big area. Well, it's going to take me a while anyway with my shoddy gameplay, but there's a lot of stuff to be found here, and I'd like to cover all the hidden areas, if possible. Ahead of time, I'd like to make a little disclaimer, if you can excuse my utter lack of coordination and jumping skills. Maybe this would have gone a little bit faster had I not died 50 million times getting out there to get my loot on these lava bricks. You see one down here to the right, and so on and so forth. But bottom line is we get everything. I'm able to cover all the bases, so I guess that's good. Okay, this bridge that I'm standing on is a really, really popular PvP area, both for summoning the Dragon Covenant guys. Actually, joining the Dragon Covenant involves dealing with the merchant that's inside this place, off to the right, once you get in the front door. And then, of course, you have the regular Phantom Invader guys who lay down their red chalkstone. And then, who knows, you know, then invaders just invading on their own, and then Blue Sentinel guys coming to punish the invaders, and, you know, it's just hectic right here. You can't tell by looking at it, but all these little blood spots probably aren't from environment enemies. They're probably from players killing each other. If you notice, the entire bridge is peppered with those things. Alright, so we're going to deal with fire here. If you remember when I went to the Belfry Luna in the last video, I went there specifically so I could get the Southern Ritual Band, which is a ring that allows me an attunement slot. Notice I have Flash Sweat here. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, that is the spell or pyromancy I have equipped. Alright, and that is going to be necessary, but it's not enough in and of itself. And I will actually intentionally do an example of the difference just soaking yourself in a little bit of water can make dealing with fire of any sort, whether it be the lava bricks or actual fire like what's spitting out of that wall right there, or whatever the case may be. Okay, let me go ahead and get some of these enemies out of the way. All these knights with katanas. They have an interesting katana called the Black Steel Katana. It's much heavier. It does, I think, more poise damage than a regular katana. But they weigh like 8 pounds a piece instead of 4 or 5, so. Wah! Yeah! Alright. Go ninja on yo ass. Alright, there's some hidden doors over here that lead to a ballista. Alright, but we need this key. So we'll grab that in a second. Let me go ahead and, while I have my souls here, before I just lose them all, go ahead and buy a little bit of stuff, talk to this merchant here. If you buy enough stuff from him, he will actually give you the covetous gold serpent ring +1, which raises your loot drop chance when you wear it. There are also random pieces of armor, which will do the same thing. Both the merchant back in Majula, the old lady we met at the Crimson Tower, and this guy sell stuff that can raise your loot chance. Masks and things of that nature. Okay, now, I did miss one thing here on the video. I went and grabbed it later. But to that ledge over there to the left, that's a Pharaoh's Lockstone. Alright, I don't grab it right here, but it is right there. Anyway, roll around in the water, okay? And the water, I think, has really, honestly, your highest fire resistance, but it's not enough by itself. And, we will display that right here. Okay, I'm thinking I might be good. And see how quickly it just eats me away? I did not have time to back out after picking up that item there to get away. Alright, so I'm going to need Flash Sweat, but the thing is, if I roll around in water, okay, and then use Flash Sweat after, I actually downgrade my fire protection because they won't stack. So there's a certain order you need to do your fire protection in. The lowest fire resistance is the orange burr, the small orange burr. All right, so eat one of those first if you want to. It's really not necessary. I can do fine without them. But if you want to eat a small orange burr, then eat that first. All right, then hit yourself with Flash Sweat second. All right, and then roll around in the water last, and you will notice your fire resistance is through the roof. Okay, and we will display that shortly. Let me get back up here to where these water jars are. That's why they are placed around here randomly, so you can get the loot out there on the lava bricks. Assuming you can make the jumps, which I can't, but I'll do my best. Anyway, secret doors off to the right. That leads to the rest of the fort. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, notice I hit Flash Sweat first. Okay, now I am not in high fire resistance gear right now either. All right, and how you'll know you're drenched or soaked is you'll leave little wet footprints on the ground. Okay? So get out here to this first one. Now this honestly is not something I would go for. Actually, there's 2 pieces of loot down here out on fire, and I really don't too much care for either one. It's not all that big a deal to me, but actually, I don't know, what is this, a human effigy or something? I guess this is useful in a sense. All right, see how much slower the fire is eating away at me now? All right, gives you some survivability. Now, put on some really highly fire-resistant gear, even your flame quartz ring, then hit yourself with a flash sweat, then roll around in the water. All right, and you're good to go. You can walk across this for miles. All right, the water will eventually evaporate. Be careful, but... Okay, there is a space. Oh, that was close. That was really close. Okay. There are spaces between these and... God. Anyway. Anywho. Okay, so the fire resistance isn't a problem. It's my, like I said, lack of coordination. I already gave you guys a disclaimer, though, so... Anyway. Back to the old procedure. Hit yourself a flash sweat, then roll around in the water. This is about the time I picked up that Pharaoh's Lock Stone, too, I believe. Alright. Anyway. Get back down here. I'm not suffering you guys to watch me kill these knights over and over and over again. It's great for souls, though. I mean, they are worth, I don't know, 700-800 apiece. It's quite a few of them, so, I mean, you could farm them. Alright, so this time, instead of trying to just skip step both of them, I'm just gonna run, come back, then run again. There we go. I've got a little leeway, so... Now, it's probably possible if you time that thing perfectly to get across without even having any fire resistance on at all. You just have to sprint right through, you know, and time your jumps just perfectly. I'm trying to make it back. I could have just used Homeward Bone, honestly. It reset everything, but if I die here, it's going to reset everything anyway. But I'm trying. Just, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's awesome. Just awesome. I love it, man. That's why I play this game. Alright, so anyway, getting back to where we were. Where those jars are, right? Come through that secret door we opened. There's a ballista there. Alright, and there's another secret door right in front of it. And you can use this to get a little payback on these punk-ass knights. Alright. That guy apparently is not aware. I just shot him in the back with a 50-pound arrow. Alright, well, that's cool. Oh, damn it. Got it off a little late. Alright, well, anyway. You can kind of aggro them, get them to come through that door, and then set them right back down on their butts. It's kind of fun. I can play around with this all day. Trying to draw them in here so I can shoot one in the face. If I could just... Wow. You're no fun at all. No fun, party pooper. Piss on my parade like that. I was, oh well, whatever. Just like in Mass Effect 3 with the turrets. When I get in here and I see a ballista, I just have to mess with it. I have to. I can't help it. Must have ballista. Okay, now get out here, and this area is just treacherous. This really does strongly remind me of Anor Londo. I think it's intentional, not just with the knights and stuff like that. And once again, I really think this is essentially the same area as the Earthen Keep. I mean, I know they say they're two separate areas, but they go hand in hand. And like I say, you meet Lucatiel down there. Or Mohr, or whatever her name is. Alright, you meet her down there in the Earthen Keep, but here you can summon her to fight this boss up there to the right by that fog door. Okay, so... I don't know, that just clues me that this is all pretty much considered one and the same. This has strong resemblance to Anor Londo, not just in the structure, okay? But you have the knights with the great bows, and then you have just knights, period. Whether they have great swords or katanas or whatever, doesn't really matter. It's just, you know, they're all... essentially Black Knights. And normally I can dodge those arrows pretty well, but there we go. Like how you can roll even when you're in first-person shooting. All right. And now we'll have these captains. All right, now these knight captains are faster, more aggressive, of course, have more health and do more damage type of thing. And they have these really badass, electrically charged, Dead Island looking katanas. Like they have the shock mod on them or something. But they can, they move more like samurai. They, very quick. And they do this maneuver where they pull their sword out of their sheath, and it's very cool. Alright, best bet is just to hit him more than he hits me type thing. You know, it's just simply go toe-to-toe and hope I finish him off before he gets another swing off. New Game Plus, those guys become, you know, and beyond. Those guys become something to be reckoned with. My opinion. Just because they don't really broadcast much. It's more of a timing deal. Alright, you kind of know once they kind of pause to attack, basically how much time there's going to be before they actually swing, because the swing itself is lightning quick. Okay, now, pardon my dying and being stupid and whatever, but I will attempt to get all the loot here, show you where everything I know that's in this area. So just take that for what it's worth. Okay, now, you can drop either side of this bridge. It's not necessary to drop that other side, but I will, just to have a straight walkway. And, oh, thanks, bro. Thanks for offing yourself. Saves me the trouble. Okay, now you got an archer over here, and I like sniping with him sometimes, but this guy, I really don't need him knocking me off this bridge backwards, because those arrows have quite a bit of push on them. Oh, wow. Alright, well. Yeah, you know what? Screw this. Notice when I first got out here into this open atrium area, I took care of that sniper up on the ledge to the right. And of course, when I die, that's the first thing I do coming through. Even when I'm helping somebody else come through here, I always get that sniper out of the way because he's going to shoot you all over this area. He's just going to harass you. I mean, if you're speed running and you're just running through, you know, then I guess you wouldn't so much worry about it. But if you're going to search the place, strongly recommend getting rid of that guy. Now, once again, we test my jumping prowess. Oh yeah, and why do I need to take a steeper angle. But I hate rolling off the other side of ledges, so... Anyway, won't suffer you through me having to work back through all that crap. This is the only area in the game where it's a little truer to Dark Souls in terms of putting you pretty much away from your goal. That if you want to get back to where your stuff was, you have to fight through stuff. But, you know, I seldom get invaded here. So it's not like you really have that threat hanging over your head like you do in the other ones. Like, I can get back to my stuff, I can even make through the horde of the enemies, and then about the time you get there, Super Hybrid Death XXXZXXX has invaded, and you know you're fixing to die because he's going to be some overleveled or hacked piece of crap that's going to come in and one-shot you when you're about 2 feet away from your stuff, and you're going to lose everything. So, yeah, anyway. I haven't had much of that here. Don't really think it's my level. Now notice I used the Ferrous Lockstone here. This water not only drenches you, alright, but it also heals you. But anyway, what I did was when I first turned it on, I got wet. I waited for that water to wear off to where I wasn't leaving footprints on the ground anymore, alright? Then hit myself with Flash Sweat and then re-soaked myself. Because like I say, it stacks, but you gotta do it in a certain order, or else it'll actually work against you. If you're soaked and you use Flash Sweat afterwards, you only get the protection from your Flash Sweat, which is essentially nothing when you're walking around on lava. So, anyway. There's a shield down here. I think it's called the Phoenix Parma or the Sun Parma or something like that. Oh, wow. Where'd he come from? I thought I killed him. Alright. it would probably help if I used some more fire-resistant gear. This is cutting it real close. Ah! Wow, doesn't get much closer than that, does it? I'll slug every flask in my pocket. Get out of here. All right. Anyway, that's a highly fire-resistant shield. It's not really good for much else. Okay, and then you have this furnace room in here, and if you just go down there and open one of the doors, it's going to incinerate you instantly. Okay? So let me go ahead and drop the other side of this bridge, so now the bridge will be flat. Okay? Like I say, that door right there, if you open that right there, it's going to fry you. And I think it's an instant kill cutscene. I don't think it's something you can escape. Not like you'd really want to anyway, because even if you have the door open, if the fire's going on in there, you can't do anything about it either. Alright? So here we have it. Close the valve real quick. Alright, there should be some loot in there. There's also another ladder that leads us to that back area where that those captains were sniping at us and all that kind of stuff. Petrified Dragon Bone, I believe that's to upgrade certain weapons. Boss weapons. Alright, here we go. Now, this is also a way to bypass fighting the Smelter Demon altogether. Of course, I'm specifically here for the Smelter Demon. I could honestly care less about the rest of it. But just go straight ahead and it goes off to the rest of the keep, and you eventually get to the Old King or whatever the final boss of the Iron Keep is, the primal boss. There's some more stuff down here. Go ahead and grab Life Ring +1. I think that gives you 50 extra hit points. Don't quote me on that. I think the regular Life Ring gives you 20 or 30, so I think the +1 gives you 40 or 50. Something like that. Rather than have a health boost, I'd rather have the Ring of Restoration, which just constantly gives you a slight healing. It's almost like having a really low-level miracle active, where it just slowly, you know, gives your hit points back. Probably only like 2 hit points a second or something, but it adds up. If you're out adventuring, if you're not actively in combat, it saves you having to use your stuff. There'll be a point where I don't use that ring at all, but I believe I have it equipped right now. Now for this guy, Flash Sweat once again comes in really handy, because the Smelter Demon boss, I'm going to go ahead and get human real quick before I fight him myself, because I'd like to summon Mirrah, Lucatiel. Okay, and I'll also summon another player. See if they want to partake. But anyway, the Smelter Demon guy, he has an AoE effect that goes on around him. About a third, halfway into the fight, he'll, in a sense, stab himself and catch on fire. And then when you're within range of him, he just deals constant fire damage. Well, Flash Sweat just essentially negates all that. And it can save you. I mean, it can be the difference between him taking you out with a hit or leaving you with just a little bit of health to where you get a second chance. So I like to try to summon people that are obviously mages, casters here, because they can kind of set back and just do range damage on this guy. But this was the only player I saw available, and well, you know, hey, everyone deserves a shot, right? Ah, damn it. Well, I missed the first roll right off the top. That doesn't look good, does it? Not faring well for the home team. Okay, now he's, you know, if you're not within 5 feet of him, he stays focused on Lucatiel, and basically to keep you from getting your trophy is all he's trying to do. Friggin' jerk. Okay, one thing you can do in here to counter that is use the red, what's it called? The red eye ring that you buy from the cat in Majula. And what that will essentially do is keep him aggroed on you. Well, why would I want that? Well, to keep him off of Lucatiel if you're trying to get the trophy. Because if you're just in here with just you and her, he's going to stay on her till she's dead. Then he'll start worrying about you. I mean, it's nice to have the aggro on someone else, but like I say, if you're trying to keep her alive through this fight, sometimes it's wise to get the aggro off of her a little bit. Lucatiel of Mirrah, that's her name. So Lucatiel would be her proper name. I'm glad she doesn't take a crap ton of damage from his AoE toxic attacks or whatever pyromancy he's casting there. You know, when he does that, get away, because he's going to follow up with an AoE. I remember that. It's been, man, I'm so rusty on this game. I mean, I don't think it's been just all that long since I played, but it kind of feels new to me again, which is cool in a way. It's kind of cool in a way. Kind of relearning some of this stuff and relearning their movesets all over again. I'm looking really bad sometimes in places where I used to kind of shine a little bit. I mean, like that right there. I don't think I would have been caught by all that earlier, and honestly, if it weren't for Flash Sweat, I'd be dead. That flaming, that'd have been it right there. I can guarantee that. A real good MO for this boss, for anyone struggling with him, is to essentially, whoever he's aggroed on, the other two attack. And so you're going to have your turn where you need to dodge, right? You're going to have your, it'll go through a cycle. You'll go back and forth one to another. Most of the time, like I say, he'll keep his attention focused on Lucatiel, because he doesn't want you to have that trophy. Smelter Demon's a real asshole when it comes to that. But, you know, if you're in there with two other players, then whoever he's aggroed on, the other two should be going to town at all times, because he's only going to focus on one at a time. And even though I know he swings a sword in big arcs, it doesn't seem like he has that big of a hitbox. You know, you can be standing off to the side and not take a hit, as opposed to, say, like the gargoyles on the gargoyle tower, where, hell, if they swing anywhere on the roof, they damn near hit you, regardless of where you are, it seems like. So, anyway, get up here, grab this. We have the porcine shield. It's a little pig face shield. I don't use it, but it looks funny. All right, and lo and behold, another bonfire. Now, from right here, if I want the Ring of Blades +1, which I do, most definitely, you just set the area and walk right back down. Now, I have some pretty bad luck with this guy right here for some reason. And the Pursuer is not someone I really struggle with, personally. I mean, sometimes he can stun lock you and get a few lucky hits in and kill you every once in a while. I mean, sure enough, but I never really struggled with this guy until now, and this was bad. Yeah. Like I say, when it starts off like that, and you know, when you're cursed, no, you don't go to half health, but you're instantly dehumanized. Instantly. It's as if you died, which I did anyway, but, so that's kind of a double whammy. I just suffered 2 deaths instead of 1, essentially. It's not near the price you have to pay in Dark Souls 1, where getting uncursed becomes a huge trial if you don't have the proper stuff with you. Okay, and then now we have this knight out front, the one that guards the door to the Smelter Demon arena, which is what I'm in right now. He gets into it. Friggin' jerk. It's not like I'm having a hard enough time, but somehow I aggro his ass. And show you what happens with that. Up to that point, I was doing okay. I was kind of looking like, you know, Hirabusa or something, man. I was being all ninja-like, well, for the most part, except right there, but flipping and dodging around and looking all stylish and all that. And then friggin' Great Bow face gets in the act, and yeah. Can't touch this. Yeah. I still got away with it. Still got my heals. Now I know you can just strafe that attack. It's not necessary to roll or dodge or waste any stamina, because once he commits to doing the curse stab, he's not going to veer from that. Some of these bosses now can follow you a full 360 while they're going into a power swing. With him on that one, it's basically wherever you last were. See, I didn't even need to roll right there, for example. I think that's about the time I aggravated the bow guy. There he goes, yep. Yeah, I remember him getting into it. This was becoming just an excessively long, drawn-out battle anyway. Get off me. All right, so I'm trying to dodge great arrows, and then this dude with his cursed sword. Yeah, that's not cool. Oh, now I want... yeah. All right. Cheap ass. All right. Problem is if you leave the area, the pursuer leaves and you have to go respawn him, which means you literally have to go back to the bonfire. Yeah, there he goes. He goes back to the hole that he came from. I'm gonna punish this asshole for, you know, pissing in my Cheerios. Friggin' jerk. All right. Anyway, yeah, he's not gonna respawn until I go hit the bonfire again. So I have to go through this all over again. So this time, I'm like, all right, punk, let's just go ahead and just get you out of the way. You want to snipe someone while they're doing a boss battle? Yeah, snipe that. Snipe that, punk. All right. So get in here, fight him all over again. You know what I should honestly done is just edited out most of this. Yeah, there we go. Just could have edited that out completely. Yeah. Can't win for losing. Alright, so now I'm suffering somewhat of a health penalty. You know, I haven't been using any of my human effigies really, so if I can find them here and all this crap. Let me just pop one of those. I have almost 30 of these things. Usually when I need to become human, I just get summoned to help somebody. I could honestly go down and kill that Alon Knight and just help somebody fight the Smelter Demon and get my humanity back like that. But by this time, I was a little pissed. You know, this has become a little more of an adventure than what I'd bargained for. All right. Go get my stuff. You know, screw that Alon Knight. I'm just not going to go anywhere near that door over there. He seems not get aggroed unless you get within 2 feet of him, so... If he joins the fight again, that's fine. I got a million more effigies. Oh, that was a fail. Like that? Gotta save some stamina. So always remembering at least give yourself a chance to dodge once, and you're gonna need a sliver of stamina for that. Yeah, getting caught in that wouldn't have been nice either. Yeah, you like that? I think that move looks really cool. It broadcasts horribly, and it's terribly slow, but it looks cool. I think he's mad. Okay. Ugly. It's so much better just to dodge, not even bother blocking that crap, because he does so much poise damage. Give me that. Give me that ring, man. Mine! I earned that one, guys. I earned that one. And that's cool. That's kind of what it's about. Hey, even if you're struggling in an area, okay. If I look casual, is like guys want to call it now. It's some word that some 7-year-old made up and everybody started running with it. But yeah, even if I look casual, it doesn't matter. Having fun. And we found all the loot, right? See you guys in part 2. Thanks for watching, everybody. I put links to more Dark Souls in the top box, and for complete listings of all my videos, click on the bottom box. And to subscribe and join the Ninja Flip, smash on that button up top. You can also follow on Facebook and Twitter to get notified when new videos are up. The links are below in the artwork and in the About section. Y'all take care.